I never thought I would say this. The former head coach at Duke, the Hall of Famer, winningest coach of all time, Mike Krzyzewski, back on the program. Where are you right now?
I'm in my home office.
What is in there that might surprise me?
Oh, a lot. The Dream Team autograph ball, the all the Olympic autograph balls, national championships. Um, you know, big time posters.
If you had to grab one thing, what would you
Yeah,
grab?
I'd grab my family. There's one of my family at the London Olympics where we had all my grandchildren. All one was not here yet, and so I got that's the highest picture here.
I'd love
And
my family, but I'd grab the Dream Team ball.
I know, but that's what separates the two of them.
Who do you get to yell at now? Because like the mailman or the person delivering the pizza delivery guy, you got to have somebody you have to yell at, right?
Yeah, I don't yell anymore. That's why I'm doing the show. I figured I'm going to see if I've gotten rid of it for good.
Hmm.
If I don't yell at you, you're like a litmus test as to whether I would yell again.
Oh, so this is the new and improved, the calm Mike Krzyzewski.
Why would you say that's new and improved?
Um, I've heard about those practices, Coach.
Those were practices to make people better.
I remember Leitner telling me, he goes, "Oh, you guys don't get to see when he gets mad at us or hear." And I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd love to. And he goes, "No, you wouldn't."
No, well, that was 30 years ago. So a big thing throughout the years, you have to keep adapting with how you communicate. And it's different, really. I bet I've done it 15 times because kids are different in different at different time periods. And how do you get your message across while still holding them accountable? And they have to be held accountable in order to get better.
The role that social media played in the latter part of your career, how tough is that to talk to kids who are being spoken to or they're reading social media? You should get more shots, or you're not any good, or transfer. How much did that come into play with you?
Now, social media is huge. Now, there's a positive part of it and a negative. The positive is we have the best social media in college sports, and so they're promoted well. They learn how to use social media. Their names are out there. There's a positive aspect to it, especially if you monitor it the right way. The negative is uh, if you listen to the voices of unknown people who tweet you and get you, and so we had a thing where we would talk about one voice, like listen to the voice of our program, not to the outside voices, and but that's difficult. That's really difficult. So there's no question that social media has an impact, a huge impact on these kids, positively and somewhat negatively.
How many home games will you attend this year?
I will not be in Cameron in person for any home games, and I'll be either the first two I've been at home, uh, and but I'll probably be in my office and watch them in my office, and we also have some charity things that we're raising a lot of money for the Emily Krzyzewski Center and also for the V Foundation by having uh, some people come in and have a dinner and then watch the game with me in my
Ooh.
office. And you'd be shocked how much. We have for the Emily Krzyzewski, we have 6 events like that, and they bring in. They were auctioned, and they bring in $70,000 each. And then the V Foundation, there are 2 of them, and I think it's 150,000 for each one. So What the heck? You want to get one?
I don't
Uh,
know. Well, are you giving me one? Will I be on scholarship for the first?
no,
Oh
no,
no!
no,
Oh no! Okay. All
there are
right.
no charitable scholarships.
Okay. Maybe a walk on. Maybe just a. Maybe I could
Maybe
serve the dinners. I
you
just.
know what?
How about
I
that?
was just going to say that. There's a chance we can get you in here. Uh,
How are you though? I'd love to observe you watching a game.
I'm good. I watch it more analytically. And then make some notes, and then if John Shire, who's the coach and's done a great job, John and I are really close, and uh, most of the time we'll get together, not right after the game, but the next day, and spend a few minutes, and no earth shattering things like you should run a different defense or offense, but I might notice just something about one of the kids on the team, or uh, and just listen to him, uh, where his head is at, because he's really good, and not good. He's like really good, but he can bounce things off of me, and I'll give him an honest answer and use the experience that I've had. But Dan, I've known John since he's 16, and he's was a great player, a national champion in our program, and he was with me for 9 years as a coach. So we're very close, and I just think I really think he's terrific.
I don't know if there's any coach in America who's got more pressure on him than John does.
Yeah, for him, he's always been the top player. He's the player of the year in the state of Illinois, a state champion. Uh, John is accustomed to having the spotlight on him, and I think he was born to be in pressure, or what other people think are pressure is pressure.
Yeah.
And I think he looks at it as a great opportunity, and I think he handles things like very well. As a player, I would say he was kind of unflappable. He never got too excited. He never got down, and he did something as a player that we don't get very much anymore, and that is somebody on the court who can make decisions about your team in the moment it's happening, that they understand time, score, scouting report, who's in, and instead of waiting for a timeout or a stop action for a coach to tell them. And those type of players are invaluable. I mean, there just aren't as many like that, and he was one of them for me.
You miss practice or games more?
Interaction, not games. I coached so many games. I don't miss crowd or anything like that. The thing I've loved in my career is the interaction and the relationships with the players, and the staff, and the infrastructure around our team, where you're together. It's like a family. We created. People talk about family and all that, but we actually had one, and they still do. John's done a really good job in continuing that culture, using his leadership and getting that across.
The former Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski joining us. I never thought that I would be saying that. I didn't know. You probably thought I was going to retire first, but
Yeah, I was waiting. I held on a few more
for
years, and and I couldn't do it anymore.
no,
I
I'm
couldn't.
not
I
going
said, this guy's like the guy at the party that never leaves,
Yep.
or the family that was coming for the weekend, and
Yeah.
a month later is still with you.
How about you go and surprise the Cameron Crazies and sit in there?
No,
No?
because it would be, uh,
Distracting?
yeah, distraction, and also not respectful of what John's doing. Like, I've tried to just go to practice a few times, and if he asked me, like, if they were scrimmaging, uh, to watch, but I'll watch up above, in Cameron. And, he needs to have, it's his program now. And he needs to have me be there if he needs me, but not be there all the time. And, I'm still in my same office. My wife and I, we have lifetime contracts at Duke to be ambassadors. And basically, Dan, we're doing all the things I did as a coach, except coach and recruit. Like today, I'll have, after this, I have a Zoom with the 307th Fighter Squadron, the F-15s, for about a half hour. Then I have my own show, my own radio show, and then I on Sirius, and then a meeting with Ann Reed, who runs the Children's Hospital, and we're involved with. We've always been involved with a lot, and so we want to continue that involvement.
When's the last time you talked to Kyrie Irving?
I texted him probably 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
What are we missing with Kyrie?
I'd rather not speak for Kyrie. I love Kyrie. I have a great relationship with him. He's really smart and really talented, and as a result of having this exposure, his own shoe, which now Nike has stopped their relationship. It's a different world, and it's tough to unless you're with the person all the time, it's tough to see how all that has influenced. But with me, I love him. I'm in his corner, and I'm there to help him if he feels I can help him.
Well, I wondered about that sort of balance of when do I reach out or do I wait for that person to reach out, your former players?
Yeah, well, I would always reach out and give the opportunity if they wanted more, and that's where texting comes in, and he would text back, and but the other thing is jumping in when you don't know everything is difficult to give counsel, and or counsel, your opinion, whether you think that's counsel or whatever. And but I do want him, just like any of our players, to know that I'm there, if you for whatever. And Kyrie actually played more games for me with the U.S. team than he did for
Duke.
Duke. He played 8 games, and so I got to know him along the way, even though I didn't. We had a good relationship his freshman year, but he wasn't playing. And I'll tell you, do we have time for a story about him?
Sure.
Okay, so when we recruited him, one of the top players, and he was born in Australia, so his dad played there. His dad's a great guy, and Dredd, and in high school, like when he was 17, 18, he had an opportunity to play in one of the youth tournaments worldwide, and he could play for Australia or the U.S. And Australia was putting a lot of pressure on him, and he wasn't sure what to do. And I said, do not do that. Play for the U.S. And I said, you're going to be one of the guards of your generation, or maybe the guard of your generation. And you're going to be the point guard on the U.S. Olympic team at some time. Fast forward, he plays in the World Championships in 14. Our perimeter is Curry, Harden, and Irving. And we bring Klay Thompson and DeRozan off the bench. So I was such a good coach.
Yeah, amazing. He did a wonderful job.
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Underdogs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to pat myself on the back. And then the next, and he he was really good. And then in 2016 in Rio, we're getting ready to play Serbia for the gold medal. And in the locker room, they're getting ready. And I just knelt by him while he was putting on his shoes. And I said, you know what's going to happen today? And he said, yeah, coach. I said, you're going to be, I got chills thinking of it. I said, you're going to be the starting point guard for the U.S. Olympic team. And a very kind of an emotional thing. And so I have that level of relationship with him. And I know that he has a good soul and a good heart, and I love him. And I'm sorry that all this is, this is very unfortunate that all this is happening.
I think one afternoon you should just go down to the local YMCA and just start yelling at kids. Or
no, we live on. We have a lot of land. We have 14 acres of land. I can just go out and yell at squirrels and deer, birds. There are a lot of geese, and when you get a lot of geese, they leave behind a lot of stuff. So get the hell out of here, you geese. I might even call. I know what I'm going to do.
Right.
The next geese, Dan, get out of here.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Have you ever been named a goose named after you?
No. I think I was going to be named after Geese Osby of the Harlem Globetrotters, but with my game. But that's about it.
You have to, we haven't talked for a while. I thought you got over the fact that you thought you had a game.
Coach, I could come down to Duke right now and put on a shooting clinic. Okay? You want me to help somebody with their free throws? And if you don't want, Hubert Davis has already invited me down to say, you know what? Let's look at this, because you're incredible. And I got 1 year eligibility left. If you don't want to take advantage of it, Calipari will, Izzo will. I help people. That's what I do. I help.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk to Shire today.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking NIL. If somebody wants to hook me up there.
You have a pretty good NIL going already.
I do. I got a damn good NIL. It's great to talk to you, and have fun in retirement, whatever that means.
Yeah. No, I'm really busy. I'm happy. I'm doing a lot of speaking for the Washington Speakers Bureau all over the country, and no, I'm at peace with. There's no. I had Jay Wright on my radio show, the first one, and I said, do you have an itch? And he said, no. I said I'm 75. I don't itch anymore.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
All right. Well, yeah, as a has-been.
Yeah.
For me, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. You know what? If you're bored, you need somebody to talk to, because once you're not the coach, nobody really cares anymore. But I care.
Yeah. See, that's what I was waiting for.
I care.
I had to wait a while for you to say that, but the fact that it was said means a lot.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Great to talk to you.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. That's just me giving back to the community. Going to be lonely. Nobody's going to care. I'll give them a call.